Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Please make sure you like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and leave that donation for that fried rice and chicken wings. Hey man, does Turki Alalshikh know who Hood Champion is? I woke up this morning and I was surprised at how many notifications I had on my phone. Now, it was more than normal, especially for Twitter, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, what the hell is that about? And everybody like, man, you're famous Hood Champion. Turki Alalshikh knows you. I'm like, Turki Alalshikh? And then I go and, after I get my kids ready and off to school, because this social media shit means nothing to me. So I get all my boys off to school and then I get on Twitter and I'm like, whoa, Turki Alalshikh really, recognize who I was. Now, there's some people who have an opinion about it, but this is what it is here. He came out and he said, now you have 8 viewers. You're welcome. So at the time the video was put out, probably had 7, he made 8. Anyway, there are people who felt that he was giving me a poke in the eyeball. Look, I'm not 6 years old. I don't know what he meant by that. But I did want to say thank you, because at least I know that, when you're out here creating content, people, whether they agree with you or disagree with you, that some people see it. And to me, that's a good thing. But what really kind of annoyed me, and it's not with him at all, because he has every right to address anything to anyone how he wants, the same way we are. But this is why I talk so much about boxing. I talk about how the people, and you never know what's going on. And that's why with me, I try not to get into all the nonsense with race and all this other shit. So all I did was create a video, because in the video, I'm just trying to understand this boxing league and why and what's the plan. And, there's more details that are going to be provided and waiting for that to come out. And of course, we know when I talk about, Turki Alalshikh, I'm always talking about, the secret society, and I'm talking about his health. And we're just trying to understand what's really going on. Because I think there's a whole lot of good with Turki Alalshikh being involved in the sport of boxing. But my question is, because one thing we know, right, is when it came to Saudi and Saudi boxing and the money being put up years ago, there was a name attached to that. It was Kinahan, okay? We know a lot has happened since then. But to see how Turki Alalshikh has just emerged as this powerhouse. We know they got the dough over there in Saudi. They got sovereign wealth fund. They have endless money, all right? I just want someone who can break down the who, what, when, where, why, and how Saudi Arabia getting involved in boxing. They're involved in a myriad of sports, and I get it. But why boxing? That's all. That's what I want to know. And I understand the Vision 2030. I know what they're trying to do for the country and how they want the country to be viewed as a destination. But, the reality is, there's a vast majority of people from the international community that just sees what's happening out there in Saudi with sports and sports washing. I mean, I've read dozens of articles. You can go read that too. But my thing is, if it's not sports washing, okay? Because look, I have an idea based on what I've read, okay? But come out and address that. People are saying it's sports washing. It's not. This is exactly what it is, what we're doing, why we're doing it. We can understand maybe people thinking X, Y, and Z about sports washing because of how they view the way the country is ran and human rights violations and the Western civilization. They feel a kind of way because we do things this way. Address it. There's a lot of other conversations that take place, but it doesn't really address that. And I think that would be interesting, man, to hear, because it's like you get swept underneath the carpet. You get Eddie Hearn, Eddie Hearn, when he was out there working with Saudi Arabia, and Eddie Hearn can be a politician. He swerves those questions. You know what I'm saying? He's like, they're out there for boxing. Anything else going on outside of the sport, he has nothing to do with it. He talks about how nice the country is, and I can tell you, I lived in Saudi Arabia. Everyone on this channel knows that I lived in Saudi Arabia, and I say the same thing, man. Beautiful country, but remember, I was out there. I was in the military, so I wasn't enjoying Saudi Arabia in the same capacity as these boxers are. You know what I'm saying? But I did get an opportunity to go out there and enjoy the country. And remember, my experience in Saudi Arabia was different from most others because of just my background. And when I'm my background, I'm talking about culturally. And I don't talk about that on this channel. But let's just say when I was in Saudi Arabia, I was treated like they always say, brother. I was treated like a brother. And then I was treated like a son. And I had some liberties that many others didn't, just because of that connection I had with the locals. And I'll leave it as that. But that being said, check this out. Now, all he says is, now you have 8 viewers, you're welcome. Okay, cool. But I didn't take nothing by that. But you come down here and look at, I told him thank you, because I really appreciated him putting that out there. But then you see, you know, when you go down through the comments, funny the color of people he consistently makes fun of. Someone like, yo, you made it, Onk. And I was like, you know, at first I thought it was a joke, but it wasn't. Even Teofimo Lopez, he got in there and he's laughing. What did he say here? Let me see something. Choke to, okay, yeah, we don't want to, you know. So you see people put nonsense on there, you know what I'm saying? But it was just, it says, you know, laughing my butt off, Turkey's funny. It says, Turkey's hilarious, what a troll, still salty about taking Canelo, your government helped. See, this is the stuff where I don't understand why everybody starts to attack him. Interesting color of skin you keep making fun of in Ramadan. You know, all he did was basically just say, hey, I see you. That's all he did. It was like, hey, I see you, hood champion. He didn't say he agrees. He didn't say he disagrees. He just says, hey, I see you. That's it. But when you go through there, man, in the comments, I just think it's wild how some people see it as funny. Some people see it as, hey, man, he's bigging you up. Then you get other people who take it all the way left. And, you know, I ain't about that. But I am about a conversation. And I think Turki Alalshikh, you know, I doubt he will. But if he ever had 5 minutes in his day, which, you know, look, I'm a retired cat, but I'm still busy. But I ain't nowhere near as busy as him with the level of responsibility that he has. But if Turki Alalshikh ever gave me 3 minutes, I wouldn't even need 5 or 10, you know. But I'm sure if he and I started talking, the conversation would go longer than 3 minutes, because we realize just, you know, some of the things that we have in common. And I think that would spark some interest on his behalf, because I'm really interested in talking to the guy. But nonetheless, Turki Alalshikh, when Turkey's in the house, every day is Thanksgiving. And really made my day to see that he actually put that out there. And I didn't take it any kind of way. Remember, I don't read into things. Now, if he would have came out and said something, you know, wow, like, yeah, you know, X, Y, and Z, then I'd say, okay, that's what he meant. But even if he did, he can say what he wants. It doesn't bother me. I just think it's kind of cool that you have a person in his position who actually is like, okay, I see you. Whether you agree or disagree, it's like, I see you. So my thing to him is, yo, Turkey, I see you too, champ. Y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. In the breeze.